Near the borders of France and Italy, on the shores of the Mediterranean Sea, lies the tiny kingdom of Monaco. With only about 7,000 inhabitants, it's smaller than many towns. But don't let its size fool you. It has a real king, a palace, and even an army of 60 men. Let's dive into the quirky story of this toy kingdom and its unusual way of making money. The Prince of Monaco faced a problem. With so few people, taxes from tobacco and wine weren't enough to fund his kingdom. So, he found a unique solution: a gaming house. People from all over Europe came to gamble, and whether they won or lost, the prince always took a cut. This made Monaco the gambling capital of Europe. Other European rulers, like the Germans, also ran gaming houses. But these caused so much harm, people lost everything, even their lives. So, the Germans banned them. But Monaco's prince? He had no such restrictions and kept his monopoly on gambling. One day, a murder was committed in Monaco, a rare event in this peaceful kingdom. The judges sentenced the criminal to death. But there was a problem. Monaco had no guillotine and no executioner. The ministers asked France for help. France agreed to lend a guillotine and an executioner for 16,000 francs. The prince was horrified. "That's more than 2 francs per person in taxes," he exclaimed. So, they asked Italy instead, but even their offer of 12,000 francs was too much. Next, they asked the army. "Can't one of you do it?" But the soldiers refused. "We are trained for war, not executions," they said. The ministers were stuck. The ministers decided to change the sentence to life imprisonment. But there was no proper prison. They found a small lockup and assigned a guard to watch the criminal and bring him food. A year later, the prince noticed a new expense: 600 francs a year to keep the criminal alive. With the criminal young and healthy, this could go on for decades. "This is too expensive," the prince declared. The ministers dismissed the guard to save money. They expected the criminal to run away, but instead, he calmly fetched his own food and returned to his cell. "Why aren't you leaving?" they asked. "I have nowhere to go," he replied. Finally, the ministers offered the criminal a pension of 600 francs a year. He agreed, left Monaco, and settled just across the border. Now, he lives peacefully, gardens, and even gambles a little with his pension money. And so, the prince's problem was solved, in the most unexpected way. And that's the story of how Monaco's tiny kingdom faced a big problem and found an even bigger solution. If you enjoyed this tale, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Increased IQ for more fascinating stories and simplified learning.